everyone. My name is Ben Rajavi. I'm a senior product lead at Shopify, leading the B2B product. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to go over what it means for us to build on top of the B2B product. Let's start with an agenda. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is our market opportunity for B2B. Then I'm going to show you a live demo. I'm going to show you an overview of Shopify B2B, some of the features, how to set up B2B on Shopify, and those awesome things. And then we're going to go over some B2B use cases, what our roadmap looks like, what the opportunities are for our agency and app developer partners. Okay, market opportunity. So Shopify continues to see a strong momentum in B2B. Shopify B2B, we've had 7 straight quarters of 100% year-over-year growth in our GMV. In fact, in 2024, we had 140% B2B growth in our B2B GMV. That's massive. And if you look at any business, 2-3 years in, we're still seeing that momentum. We're still seeing that growth. It's fantastic. And as part of us making a noise, last year in the Forrester Wave, we were named one of the leaders. That's huge for us because in 2023, we weren't even included. And come 1 year later, we're now as part of the leader quadrant. And this is just for B2B. It's exclusive, excluding the D2C name where Shopify is famous for. And then B2B continues to be a major focus for us. It's not going anywhere. We've invested a lot of R&D, a lot of effort bringing this product to life, and we're going to continue growing it. There are a ton of brands on B2B. We've got brands that are on lifestyle, like Nike Strength, gyms, Life Fitness, or manufacturing, home and garden, health and beauty, apparel. All different types of brands use B2B and Shopify. So that was to show you what the market opportunity is. But why, as an agency or as an app developer, should you build should you build on Shopify B2B? Well, B2B building for B2B is the biggest growth opportunity for you, and I'll tell you why. There are 2 reasons. The first one is there are very few app developers. There are very compared to D2C, there are far fewer app developers who are building for B2B right now. So that is a blue ocean. And then the second part is that B2B is more complex. Each customer has their own unique workflows, unique setup, and therefore there's a lot of opportunity for you all to be involved, to set up, to help merchants with their B2B commerce. So we're gonna go into admin. So this is my admin. I've set up a shop. I want to have you see me type addresses. So there's a lot of pre-populated information there. But so I've set up, this is my camera store. I've set up a whole bunch of products there. See that under customers, if the merchant is on Plus, it will see a section called companies. This is where you can set up your company. So here I've set up one company. The way we've structured is that the company location is the legal entity in which that the merchant sells to. And all the customization happens at company location level. So that is the catalogs and the pricing and pricing customization, the net terms, checkout rules, everything happens at company location level. And then the company is an overarching, we can call it collection of companies. So think, for example, in this case, One Camera is the company, and they have multiple locations. They have a Church Street location in Toronto, one location in Ottawa, one location in New York. Their headquarters is in Berlin. All of that we can combine into this One Camera company, but all the customization happens at each of these company locations level. So for example, if I go into the Church Street location, you can see that they belong to a few markets, and I'll get to it in a second. They have different catalogs, and they have payment terms. Right now, the buyer does not require to pay a deposit upon checkout. The next big thing about the important part of B2B is markets. So market is something that we launched recently, Shopify launched recently. And as part of that, there are called B2B markets. A B2B market, started market, is one where it it is assigned it is assigned to all or specific company locations. So what you can do effectively with market is say, I'm going to group all my business customers or my locations into a market. I'm going to call it gold tier market. I'm just going to call it B2B, all B2B markets. Or I can have a selection of my company locations into a smaller market. And every customization that now can be assigned to these markets, we call them responders. So for example, you can assign a catalog to a market, and then that market includes a set of company locations, and therefore the catalog gets assigned to these company locations. It's quite powerful. This is something that we couldn't do before. So now you'll be able to do something like, I want my B2B buyers in Canada to have a different price than my D2C buyers in Canada. And I want my B2B buyers in Canada to have a different experience, an online store experience, from my B2B buyers in the US. So you can do all sorts of customizations there. Anything from currency, catalogs, and pricing, online store, the customizations, domain, business entities, and a lot more that is coming your way. Catalogs, which then gets assigned to markets, are a way for you to actually customize the pricing for your buyers. These catalogs include, for example, a gold tier. You can set up a discount or a price increase if you choose to, or you could have actually set up individual prices. Then you can also describe the price, the product publishing, product availability for each of your customers. So what products each of these customers can see on the online store and purchase. You can also set up volume pricing, so price tiers that allow additional discounts based on volume purchased, and also quantity rules. So the minimum, maximum, as well as case packs for each of these variants, or each of these variants. Quite powerful there. These are two things I want to show you on the admin side. I'm going to switch to the online store. So this is my online store. I'm not logged in yet. You'll see that I have some prices. So this is $750 Canadian and $1,000 Canadian. I haven't logged in as a B2B buyer yet. So this is the D2C experience, or a logged out experience. I'm going to log in as my B2B buyer. And B2B uses the customer accounts, a one-time code, no need for password. And I'm going to copy and paste my 6-digit code. Now I'm logged in as a B2B buyer. So I'm going to let's select this location. And as soon as I log in to that location, I can see all my historical orders. I can see my profile. I can switch locations and then go to the online store. As soon as I go to the online store, you'll notice that the prices have changed. So if I go to this, now there is that 30% discount that we had set up as part of the catalog. So everything can change. Now, take a look at this. If I go to the online store homepage, now it says, welcome to B2B buyers, welcome to gold tier members. This is what I was talking about the markets. I set up a B2B market, and then I had a gold tier member market, and this particular location belongs to the gold tier member and inherits the B2B markets, and therefore all of that customization gets resolved and shows on the online store. Okay, so now let's add an item to the cart. I'm gonna go checkout. And the last thing I'll show here is that the online store, the checkout for B2B is different from D2C in that the contact information is brought through from what you set up for your buyer. Same with the ship to address, the billing address, all of that comes through from admin so that your buyer doesn't need to enter that. And then you'll see that it says that you're on net term, so they don't need to pay right now. And so the total due today is $0. If they had deposit set up, then they would have to pay for that deposit amount. It's part of B2B, and if they're on Shopify payments, they'll be able to also vault a card. And if they have vaulted a card, they'll be able to select which vaulted card they want the merchant to charge when the amount is due. So I'm going to set review order. And confirm, all good, everything is set up. And if I go to my account, then this new order should, there you go. So June, and I can see that the amount is due July 20th, but even so, as a buyer, I can always pay right away. So these are some of the big features or the important features of B2B and Shopify. One thing that I forgot to mention is that while there's a lot of self-serve capabilities for the buyers to go through the online store, place orders, all of that, we haven't forgotten about sales reps. So B2B on Shopify does have the ability to set up sales reps as a role that gives them permission to see specific customers or companies that they are assigned to, as well as orders only for those customers. And they'll be able to create a draft order, again, only for the companies that they are assigned to or company locations that they're assigned to. So this allows your sales reps to use admin to place orders on behalf of the customer without different sales reps having access to each other's data or their customers or accounts. So these are the main things that I wanted to tell you. That what's new there? Markets. I explained that. Customer accounts now supports extensions, which allows great opportunity for all our partners to be able to add extensions that increase or extends the capabilities of B2B and Shopify. So think like a credit limit app or some financial or invoicing functionality or bulk upload, bulk order creation functionality that you can now also add as extensions in customer accounts. And then related to it, there are extensions and functions that run on checkout. They do now run on draft order as well as the draft order invoice flows, as well as the checkout to draft flows. Okay, so this was the demo piece. I'm going to go back to the slides and talk about the requirements and limitations. All right. So as an agency, as a developer, what are the requirements to build for B2B? The first one, as you know, B2B is exclusive to Plus. So that's an important piece. When you're building, use B2B primitives. We talked about company locations and companies. Make sure that you're using those. Do not use tags for customers to show that they're a B2B customer or they're selling wholesale. Use company locations. Why that matters is because, first of all, it makes sure that the merchant can utilize all the functionality that I just explained, markets and catalogs, all of that. And also the pricing varies between B2B and D2C. So the variable platform fee is different for B2B orders, and B2B orders are those that have a company attached to that order. So make sure you do that. That is related to number 2. So make sure that orders qualify for B2B VPF. That means that if you're creating an order, if you're creating a draft order, make sure they are B2B orders, B2B draft orders. And again, that means that the purchasing entity has the purchasing company filled in so that the orders are considered B2B orders. The next one is build and Shopify extensions. So um, checkout extensions are the thing now. Scripts are going away. Do not build on scripts. Everyone's familiar with functions and UI extensions on checkout. The new things on customer accounts. Make sure if you're adding functionality, build that functionality to the extent that is possible into the customer accounts. So if you're creating a new view, for example, for your merchant to see and manage something with their organization, do not build that into the online store. Build it into the customer accounts. That's when they go when they first log in, and that's where that functionality should exist. The fourth one is around, it's more of a design requirement than anything else. Do not replicate functionality in an app. So if you have an app that is looking at orders, and if the order index page is similar to the order index page that we have, do not replicate that order index page. If there are details that you're showing inside an order, use UI extensions when possible. So if you see that the functionality that you're creating from the UX point of view is very similar to what already exists to admin, attempt to make it using admin UI extensions when possible. And then the last one is very important. Build using Shopify checkout. Under no conditions we should have the customer create a cart and then be redirected outside of checkout, Shopify checkout, into some other checkout to make payments, and for that order to be created. Bypassing checkout is a major no-no. So make sure you do not you do not do that. If there are cases where you absolutely have to, please reach out to your partner manager first. Make sure that we have someone on the product team work with you to see whether it is absolutely necessary, and then we'll figure out what needs to happen. Okay, there are some platform limitations. Let's go through these very quickly. There you can have up to 10,000 catalogs, 10,000 locations and contacts. These are all very large numbers, and most merchants don't hit them, but these what you should be aware of them. You can assign up to 25 catalogs, simultaneous catalogs per locations. That means that this is most of our merchants have one or two catalogs. We have a mechanism by which the lowest price wins, and there is sort of an and or there's an or mechanism between what is available, what is published. So as long as a product is published in what catalog, it shows up on the online store. But you can have up to 25 of these, and then we have the resolution. There really shouldn't be a lot of reasons for a merchant to require more than 25 simultaneous catalogs. We know there are some use cases, but for most cases, that should be enough. There's a limit of 500 line items per checkout. Right now, that means that there are 500 distinct lines. We do not have a limit on the quantity of the items or SKUs, but this is the number of distinct SKUs that show up that are added to the same cart. And then there are up to 200 line items in draft order. So they're slightly different, but these are two of our hard limitations. For everything else, we can assume that it is unlimited, but always, if you are unsure, if you're working with a merchant who is saying, I want 500 million products, maybe check out with your partner managers just to make sure that that is going to work well. The performance is not degraded, anything like that. This is probably the slide that everyone's waiting for, product roadmap. We shipped quite a lot in winter edition in last December, and we've had a solid edition in summer. You'll see that there's some the number of features has gotten down a little bit, but that's because this year I've been working on some larger features that you're going to see come in H2 of this year or very early next year. And these are bigger projects that take longer. The top one being support for pre-orders. We know apparel requires pre-orders. Shopify does really well in apparel, as you all know. So this is an area where we're going to focus on to make sure that pre-orders work for B2B. Store credit for B2B is coming up. That is available in D2C. We're going to make sure it is coming up for B2B. Then we've got a couple of things like pick up in store, local delivery for B2B. ACH payment is on our roadmap. And then the other big one is buyer managed contacts, so the ability for the buyers to go into the customer accounts and add new contacts, remove contacts. This is something that we see being asked quite a bit. So instead of the buyers are buyers asking the merchant to update a contact because an employee is left, they'll be able to do that within the customer accounts. We have two new functions coming up. Payment terms customization. It allows you to create these functions that have customized payment terms. So, for example, a payment term that is end of the month. We see this happening, especially in like APAC, where the payment terms that we have set up as default are not quite complete. So with this function, you all will be able to create functions that support basically any type of payment term. And then we've got an order review operations. This will allow a flow where, based on certain logic at the time of checkout, let's say the order value, you can dictate whether the order gets created or a draft order is created for review. So you can do things like if the order is more than $500,000, then we do not want the order to be created without the merchant approving. So then you can set the order review to be a draft, and then based on that, a draft gets created instead of an order. We're going to make more improvements on large orders. Right now, even though there is a 500 line item limit, a little bit below that, we see some performance degradation. So we're going to continue to make UI improvements there. And then the last one is VAT inclusive and exclusive pricing, especially for folks in EMEA. There are some requirements around what to show on the online store, whether it's tax included or tax excluded between B2B and D2C. So all of that will be supported and will be powered by markets. So what are the opportunities for you all? The first one is system integration. So anything that has to do with ERPs, PIMS, EDI, and kind of integrations is where we rely on our partners. We do have native functionality or native integrations with Microsoft Business Central, Acumatica, and NetSuite, but other ERPs we rely on you all to do the integration. Then extending the functionality for sales reps. So right now we've built some functionality, but there are some that is not yet on our roadmap or not on our roadmap. Things like buyer quoting capabilities, for example, the ability to go back and forth between the buyer and the sales rep. Those are areas where you all can build. Payment support, things like credit limits, alternative payment options, building on top of our payment partner platform. Self-serve account management, so buyer portals, order approval workflows, returns and exchange workflows, anything that has to do with the buyers being able to self-serve as much of the buying experience as possible. That is quite valuable for us, and it's for our merchants, and it's something where you can play. Extended functionality for storefronts. So this would be things like storefront gating, line sheets, catalog grids, bulk buying experiences, bulk order workflows. Those that happen again on the online store and will help the buyers do a lot more with the online store. Price engine support, things like showing compare pricing, MSRPs, showing costs, like using our meta fields to extend what is possible as the price that the buyer shows or the merchant shows to their buyers. Export and import, we've have some capability or a lot of capability in terms of importing orders, importing catalogs, but there is a lot that you can do there. There's bulk catalog upload, bulk ordering via CSVs, and so Then the last one is pre-orders and pre-booking. So as we build pre-orders on top of selling plans, which right now supports pre-orders and subscriptions for B2B, we are not going to be building the user interface. We're relying on the app ecosystem. We're relying on partners to build pre-order experiences on top of the platform capability that we're building. And the reason for that really is because different merchants require different types of pre-orders. So this is where it's a huge opportunity for you to work with us to understand how we're building pre-order capabilities and then build the user experience on top of it. I'll end by saying that there's a lot of resources available for you. Check out our developer documentation. There's a lot on Shopify Academy. There is a course right now around it that goes over a lot more depth on the market opportunity and the opportunity to build on B2B Shopify. And we're going to have a new an addition. We're going to have additional Academy courses around how to build, the do's and don'ts on building on Shopify B2B. So check out Academy and then submit your app for a B2B app guide. So at every edition, we announce new apps that are built for B2B. For built B2B use cases, or they are very popular in B2B that weren't working with B2B that now work on B2B. You can always submit your app for to be included in the app guide. I will stop here, and I think that's my portion. Thank you very much.